Ants. My name is Sketchframe Studio. It is so great to have you all here. I am rebooting the Creator Character series and Lax Layouts because I kind of lost track of posting, and I want to fix that. So twice a week you will get a video on both Creator Characters and Lax Layouts. They will be 5 to 10 minute videos, and they're going to be kind of like little mini episodes. And at the end of us creating our finalized character design and background, we will combine each of those separately into like an hour-long compilation for those who prefer it that way. That being said, I'm expecting the series to be like 20 to 30 episodes long, so, just if you want to follow along on the sidebar as well, I'll have playlists for both. And there'll be a link in the Discord description as well, or in the description for the Discord for this group and for just kind of chilling out and doing reference stuff. Today we're going to be talking about how to break same face character syndrome. I don't really use a script, so I'm sorry if I stutter or anything, but we're going to do 3 warm-ups and kind of figure out what kind of works, what doesn't, and what you should be looking for. This episode might be a bit longer, I'm not sure. I might just do quick speed paints afterwards. Haven't really figured it out, but it's the official first episode reboot. So what we're going to do is, if you have a digital system you're working with, like Photoshop, Clip Studio Paint, anything like that, you want to lower your opacity rate to 60% or lower, and you're going to create a blob in the center of your screen. Around a square is usually the best option. You're not looking for any specific shape, you just kind of want to blob something in. And for those of you working traditionally, you want to use like a graphite pencil or a highlighter and have a pen nearby. And then what you're going to do is you're going to either switch to the pen or lower your brush size on your software, and you're going to start blocking out shapes. You don't have to make it perfect. The idea of this is to just build up a design, just to kind of warm things up without thinking too hard about it. I do about 3 to 10 of these every morning, and you just kind of block it in. These ones I do without any references because I find those influence things too much. So you just keep things very, very simple. And it's okay to go outside the line, but you want to keep the general shape that you have. Whether you be adding small fabric details, I have a tendency to add scarps to everything, or hoods, or if you're just adding more facial shapes. So there's design 1. You're not thinking about personality or anything right now, you're just creating shapes. And we're going to do it again. Tomorrow we'll be taking these designs and we will be creating our first draft of their bodies. I work head first, then body. Some people do the opposite, but I find this prevents me from thinking too hard about the design. At least up until the stages that come after, where we start talking about clothing design and kind of displaying personality. I do a similar process with my backgrounds, but I usually have some form of reference involved or some kind of cue. And it's okay if they're not human, this can work for any species. But your idea is you want to push whatever your designs are so they don't even look remotely the same. It's okay if they share similar features, everyone has a sort of style. But I would prefer, myself, to try to push as much into different art styles as possible when I do these. And you don't want to create too much detail with them. The idea is just to kind of create a base. Something that can be refined later, but you get the general feeling for how this character is or who they are, without really thinking about it. Again, I have a habit of adding hoods to everything, so let's not do that with the last one, and show you just how far you can push a design with just the head. It's just like a weird feature that seems to crawl through all of my designs. I have like usually some form of a hood or a head, or not a hood or a head, but a form of like hood or collar, because I really like the way it ends up with the silhouettes. but every character design should be unique in its own right, and you don't need collars or hoods to create a good silhouette. So let's prove that now by me just kind of roughing out a general shape here. And it's okay to use guidelines. I don't always, but you can. As you can see, the design's not quite as strong as I'd like it to be, so what you're going to do is just with a light amount of editing on your eraser tool, or if you are doing this traditionally, use sticky notes. You're just going to lightly erase and then go back over top of it so that you can kind of create a shape that you can work from, because you can't really work too well from this one. And again, this isn't the refinement stage, but it's good to kind of fix any errors you have at this stage so you don't end up blind to them later on. I'm going to raise my opacity just a little bit in case you guys can't see what I'm doing. That's a bit too bright. Let's go with like a blue so I don't blind everybody. And again, you're just kind of looking for an idea of the personality, but you don't have to think too hard about what the character is or what they do. As you can see, I'm just kind of creating shapes. And we'll talk about shape design next episode when we talk about bodies and how to match the warm-ups for the bodies with the heads that you used previously. But there you go, we have 3 warm-ups. I don't think this last one turned out as much as I'd like, but that's okay. The idea, again, isn't to create something perfect, but to create something that you can use as a base. Because no character design is good the first time. They can all be improved on no matter how much you may like the initial sketch. And you can always carry elements over, but you never want to stick with the first design usually. They usually end up looking way too generic, even if there's just slight things that need to be changed by the end. Or they end up looking not quite appealing. So we'll talk tomorrow about how to create bodies and work from there. But with that, thank you, my ants. This has been Sketchframe Studio, and you have just watched a quick Crater character design. And we will talk again tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed. If you have feedback, let me know. I will learn how to add music or something into this later if you guys want. But these are just quick snippets. So with that, thank you so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow.